Oh, that's better, okay. I was turning myself down and him up. Okay. Welcome to Book for Lunch. My name is Melody Wilkes. Thank you for coming. I'm going to do a few announcements before we have a presentation in just a minute. So all of those of you who are part of the presentation, relax. You can still eat a few more bites of food. We have a lot of announcements. So next month we have Andy Berg. She's coming to speak as an author on her book, Miss Molly Moved, and then her newest book, which I haven't added to it, but she just did a new book. She will come in March and speak. Next Friday, which is Friday the 13th, we're having chocolate and all that jazz. We're not doing it on the 14th because the jazz bands couldn't come and play on Saturday because they had a game. So we said, well, okay, we can do it on the 3rd. We'll have the Sunflower Singers from the college and the jazz band playing again downstairs and have dessert and things like that. Completely free, and come and have cupcakes and other desserts and things like that on Friday night, starting at 6:30. And that's about an hour and a half at the most. Not very long, but it's lots of good music. It's fun, and it's a good way to spend celebrate Valentine's Day. So in March, the library celebrates their 100th birthday. We were established in 1926. So Friday night on the 13th, we're having a gala evening celebration. We'll have a charcuterie board, and then classical guitars will play upstairs and just be upstairs. And then the tickets are $40. We're just charging for the charcuterie board, and we will have some mixed drinks. You will also have Coke, Sprite. We will have some kind of mocktail. We will have coffee and tea. It's for everyone. For everyone. The city council and everyone was a little concerned about kids being there. So it's mostly an adult event on Friday night, but it is classical, and the tickets are $40 and they are on sale. We're not making a lot from it. Because it pays for a drink, it pays for your food, it pays for a little gift, stuff like that. And then on Saturday, which is our official 100th birthday, we're having a 100-year celebration. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's called Fun. We're calling it Fun for All, because we're going to have lots of games and trivia. We're going to have, instead of a cake walk, we're going to have a pie walk where you can have music going in a pie, take a pie home. We'll have all kinds of other games on the floor and stuff, and we'll have trivia. I don't know, just a whole bunch of different things. We have on the list, and I can't remember them. But it'll be fun, and it'll be for everyone. Okay. So that will be our official 100th birthday. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. All righty. And the National Library Week, April. So on Tuesday, we have Sarah Henning coming, and she's going to talk on her book, Library Conjure. Our book club read that a few months ago. And so she's a young author, and she's from Kansas, and so we're having her come speak. And then on Wednesday, we have a big author coming in this Mark Tyler Nobleman, and he wrote a book about Batman and the origins and who really wrote it. And he's been written up on all kinds of things. So that'll be Wednesday. He'll come and speak to us. So you don't want to miss it. We spent lots of money bringing him. So come and listen. He's a good speaker. And then we have one on Thursday. We just haven't announced it yet. And then also Saturday is on April 11th. We have a murder mystery. All My Murders is the title. And the tickets go on sale. They'll be $30. And that includes dinner and the murder, and you get to help solve it. And the Friends of the Pioneer Memorial Library are putting that on with the library. Do it every year. This is our 20th annual murder mystery. So it'll be fun. It'll be down here. And so if you want that, you can buy a ticket for $30. that would be good for kids. You don't do alcohol or anything, it's just good fun. You solve mystery. It's pretty good. If you know somebody who needs to work on their English, buy here, they don't have English, doesn't matter whether they speak what language, you can get them to understand English. Chelsea is our story time and children's librarian. She went upstairs, was so far behind. She went upstairs to get some work done because she was gone last week on vacation. So story time, play with purpose is coming for toddlers. Youth activity center is open every afternoon, 5:30. If you want to meet with someone, just remember we do have our hush offices, and Katie would be wonderful. Let's come in. You can sign up on them online. You can call us and ask if we're available. You can come in and see if one's available. We don't let food or drink, so don't think you're going to come in and have coffee and tea. You know, we can't do that, otherwise they get ruined. But they are available. You can have some. You have one person there, 2 people, 4 people, and there's one that'll fit 6 people. And if you want to receive our newsletter, please look on our website. It has all kinds of information on it, in Spanish and English. It's tells you what's going on in the next quarter. If you want to hear about books, buy Katie to a shelf in Dolphins, and every once in a while invite somebody else to tell you about a book, and they've done what we call a podcast. It's a video podcast, so you can see them, and it's fun, and it's about once a month. And then if you want to know what's going on with weather or something like that, check us out on our website. It'll say if we're open or not. Check us out on Facebook or on our online panel. So we will tell you whether we're open or not with the announcements on what's going on. So, there's so much going on. And if you're traveling, or this is not a request, if you have a little app and to check books out, movies, you can do documentaries, you can do comics, you name it, got it online. Old Bible studies, all kinds of things like that. Libby is another platform we have, and if you have that on your phone or your computer, you can listen to those or your iPad. So now let me get started and let me introduce Bev Vaughn. We have a award and a gift that's being given to the Friends of the Pioneer Memorial Library. So with the Friends, I know everyone's here somewhere. Right here. But there you are. Here. Anybody else here?
That's working down. So
yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Come on up, Marilyn. And next time you're giving us
I'm going to just introduce you to Deborah Bear, and she can tell you.
Come on over here.
Well, like Beth said, I'm Deborah Bear, and I'm with Next Tech Wireless. And each year we do a holiday hero. So company-wide, we have people nominate different ones that have been involved in the community, and they put their nominations in, and then our company does award 3 different holiday heroes, one for each district, and this is our West District. So Bev was nominated and chosen this year for our West District. And so with being a holiday hero, you get $500 to go to whatever organization you so choose. And so Bev decided to donate it to the Pioneer Memorial Library. And I wanted to list off some of the things that we all see Bev around in the community. Let me find. Awesome. She is awesome. She got me involved in donating blood all the time. So that's good. Yes. So I had her list, she probably is involved way more than what she listed, but this was off the top of her head. The Red Cross Blood Drive, she's involved with Genesis and she volunteers on Wednesdays. The museum fundraiser board, and they're doing the Soup to Go and Pie Days. That's the main things that she really helps with. Library fundraiser board. She cooks youth meals every Wednesday. She's a volunteer greeter at her church. She does open arms resources, and that is free diapers and wipes. She gives a Spanish girl a ride to work, mainly on the weekends and holidays when the public transportation bus doesn't run. And she helps at the Senior Progress Center. And I think there was one more. She does the Royal Neighbors as well. So many, many things that she volunteers with, and just wanted to say thank you and congratulations. I do have your check, and I'm gonna let Bev kind of explain why she picked the library and what these funds are gonna go for.
Hey, this check is for $500, and I've been on the fundraising board at the library, and we do a murder mystery every year, and we have to have a good sound system. And Melanie was telling us that our sound system is 20 years old. We need to get it updated so everybody can hear. So I'm choosing this $500 to go to the Friends of the Pioneer Library. And it is going to be for the sound system that we're going to be purchasing this year. So I have my everybody can enjoy. You know, here at the library, we have little kids to big kids to, you know, every age.
Congratulations, Bev.
Thank you.
I did want to say we did bring some cookies, so over in the corner, grab a cookie. There's a sign congratulating Bev for her nomination and for her being chosen. So another round of applause for Bev.
Awesome. So let me change out the screen just a sec. I thought we could give a background while he spoke. So I'm re-invited Rich Hawkins to come to speak here. In 2015, the library held its first poetry workshop. And I brought Townley, Wyatt Townley, she gave us a workshop on poetry. And Rich was there, and he was already a writer and a speaker, but he took off with that, started writing poetry using his cell phone. And so he can tell you how he does it. But he has written more poems than you could imagine since 2015. We had talks with them, and we went through the ones about the prairie and some of the others that we had heard, and helped him make a book. We kept saying, Rich, you need a book. Rich, we need to have you write a book. Finally, he said, oh, guys, would you help me write a book? So he came about a year and a half ago, and Carol Barnes is the one that really helped us put it together. She's a CCC instructor and had done journals before, and so she really helped us know how to organize, voting on the poetry, picking them, and putting it all together. And then we had readers like Paul Steele, myself, Carol, John Sanders. I think that's it. If I'm missing somebody, it's in the book. Anyway, oh gosh, I didn't get to read as many as some, but I did put them together and put them on. And then we sent it to the original team. And we said that we were printing so that Rich would keep the rights to the book and to his poetry. Because as it started to work out, the publishers and things started to get a little bit picky about what they want. And they were allowed to do and costing. I just want to do local and keep the rights to all of that. So that's why he's doing that. He just finished it. And so I want him to read his poetry. You can read it and love it, but when you hear him speak it, he's just a poet, a real poet that can speak the word rights.
You know, I contacted all the highfalutin publishers in the world. You want to talk to a machine, call them. This book was published in Cole. It was composed in this building. It was, Marla at, Leroy's Printing that did the final work on it. And I am very satisfied, very proud of this book. It's not my book. I kept telling them, I don't want the book. I found myself arguing with 3 women. Let me tell you a story. It's a story about Timmy Talker, as told me by Timmy's mother. Timmy Talker talked all the time. He didn't talk about anything. Make it rhyme. He talked. He talked in a shop. He talked till his tongue turned inside out. He talked and talked till his brain wore out. He didn't know what he was talking about. He talked real fast. And he talked really slow. He talked about things and he didn't even know. He talked for months and he talked for years and he talked till he wore out his mother's ears. Finally, he got a radio job. Where she could shut him up by turning him off. This book, this is the only poem in this book about broadcasting, which is going to disappoint a few people, but you know, the real poetry to me is the poetry of this particular age in this particular country. We live in a special time. This is a special to us. An enticing shaft of moonlight lighting across the bedroom floor. 2 suntan naked boys flipped the ranch house door. Her feet wandered down the path toward the road to Bishop's Hill. A luminous moon stood in the sea of sparkles, bright still. The road to Bishop's Hill lay white like an Atlantic sea, winding through the prairie. Deep raised puffs of summer dust, leaving prints of toe and heel. Soft shadows escaped into them, beckoned in soft green. Toes squished through cool mud when they crossed the Beaver Creek Bridge. Ahead stood a sentinel cotton in the star. But what happened 70 years ago, I could see them plainly. Moonlight, stillness, 2 naked boys across the ship. In Grandma's attic, where nobody goes, I found this pile of outgrown clothes and stack of papers in the paper. Locked without latches, fasteners, or locks. What color did it do? Well, the papers had yellowed and the lid faded blue. There's nothing real value there. Much photographs, a lot of hair. No gold and gems that one grandma collected. Just a stack of memories. Like a rose for grandma she had cried. Some clippings that she saved before she died. Pictures of uncles and nephews and nieces stored in lives and bits and pieces. Sprinkled with dust from depression days. A bundle of love. Letters full of praise. There was a whole many Valentine. Third grade. No, it's mine. Crayons scrolling to the little boy. Picture of me with a favorite toy. Well, I looked them all over and put them away for you, go and admire and treasure some. Remember when our shadows stood barefoot in dust that splashed with every step? We waited in the shallows while all the others slept. Roll of the harvest moon, cool of light came rapid. Moon by, the moonbeam dribbled in the lingering waves of heat as we imagined an ocean tossing in the wind with undulating breakers, teasing a tropical shore. I go there often in my mind, just to feel the warmth. When our eyes were swimming in the stars, my heart swam in moonlight shadows. As the bathing sun, this is the time. It comes to make the morning bright. I'm already at the normal. Tropical tree tops, tinkle in the morning blue, with the regiment loading up to go. Think of you. So hoping thoughts of me right in your day. Remember me, apple planet away. And those stars come out to play. Until promises of sunset and dawn are fulfilled. Until our hearts are together thrilled. Between the thunders of artillery, I think of you. I think of me. Sorry, I got a little too much good morning, so. got this one. His boots are perfumed by digested grass and is wandered through the. One from disappeared, though he won't seem to remember how. His belly stretched out by belly side doesn't seem to fit him now. With some straggly hair and hay drifted across his withered brow. Broken hinges at the knees, flash spears out of tattered knees, where legs become brainlesses. What was skin and leather, tattooed by sun and blowing sand. Three on his left hand. His thumbnail was purple with a hammer, Mr. Smart. He got the welt on his forehead from barbed wire in the dark. His ears had dropped by frostbite. Sun was burned his eyes and lips. In front of the saddle marks the part on which he sits. His shirt cuffs and collar are tinged with windmill grease. Band of blood and cow manure runs along the steps and streets. Only a microscope can tell what's embedded in grim. The years of hanging on shaped him old and thin. While he was branding cattle, the rain was branding him. It's me. You weren't there when all that was going on. You're celebrating 100 years. I can remember when the Colby Library in the corner of the city office. More than 100 books. I am the forever. This is my story. I was born of ocean waves and molten rock shivers and shakes and quakes and shock. I nurture plants, eaters of plants, those who eat each other. I'm not their carrion follower, nor their beloved. I do what I've always done. A playground for wind and rain and sun. Making a home, those who come and try. My fun is to witness this time. Life nurses at my breast, returning what they borrow when they die. I've watched eons come and go in blazing sun, blinding snow. I do not feel, I do not care. I play no part in life. I am the prayer. Put the computer on the shelf. Come out from under that confining roof. I hear sigh. There are metal rocks, benches, benches and trees. Your computer never hears. The keyboard never sees. machines cannot. Right before it's too late. I'll go over the day. There's 141 poems in this book. 170 some pages. Okay, midnight. There's nothing really lonesome in the cry of the wind, rushing through the grass, baby. Wind. And the whistle, wind. And the moans. Harsh. It's the wheat whisper. And the cottonwoods creep. Sweeping through the fur. Pushing roots. Bringing forth tales of long time ago. Of teepees and campfires and buffalo. Drums. The echo. Moonbeams. Quivering. This is the concert that the urbanites miss. When night sings creatures, day brings forth her choral voice. The sun leaves forth the joyous orange. Welcome, precious of the day. A low mist of cloud. It's a purple shooting. Echoed by a feathered throne, watching from their perches and other sound. As rays of melody move bright within the bidding them all farewell to the line. Dawn starts soliloquy as trumpets herald a small slight beat. This is the music of the city. Welcome, go on, your. Sunflower looks up. Cloud looking down. As the shriveled plant. Dusty room. So far away, and yet so near. Separated only by a mile of air. What happens up here determines fate. Between high above and far below. Strong sensations. Plant gas, water, fill the remains. The cloud ponders dissipation and green. As they stare, though I can eye, unaware Which of them is to die? The cloud dissolving in rain, the withering flower. The prairie sometimes throws a bucket of contempt at you. It may happen any time or any place. It comes from the smell of the hay, the sun building the clouds. A mockingbird serenade this night. Effort with her calf, showing off her delight. When the hills are awash with flowers of spring, or smooth carpets, pieces of green, content, music, and the prairie. Still pretty neat. Cloud over the finger. Fish, that old road. Rains from a mountain. Out of the road. Fingers support bits of boulders. Particles of air, scales of monsters. Slime, shells, and snails, and oysters. Everything that could happen. It's happened here. From ecstasy to terror, fear. And still, soft wounds by hand. Granite cliff, reduce to sand. Go all this back. All the lights. If it were future. The music. Wind does as wind wishes. Leaves whirl, the boughs swishes, grains of sand, skull columns of stone. Armies of thistles go where they are blown. Soil sends in the atmosphere. Tossed aloft by restless wind. Mighty forests come, where wind fed flames and ashes. All have their beginning, all have their end, except the wind, which never began and will never be. Fate has taken me from the earth. The fairy is not gone from me. I hear whispers from a hackberry. Mirages emerge from passing hills. Deep calls, storm lights. From coldly near sleep and over. Memories come flooding in. Breezes laden with prairie dust. Very apt with voice of country dust. Whirlwind smelling young. Shows come by. Fools, pound, on hand, season, directly corn. Are the three types of people with each time will be on the cattle or field. Sunset fire burns on the hill called to or shadows on the moon. These visions soon vanish in spore and air, leaving me alone. Only interesting here. All my value is still root there. Did you get it from the first?
Yes, I love the book James on page 15 about a little boy that was in your school. She wondered what happened to him. And I think we all have people who went to school with, we wonder what happened. It's on page 15.
I used to ride the school bus with James, and he was quite a bit younger than I was. Mother had a lot of time searching for a husband. Last I knew that I was successful. Where is he? Where is he gone? What has his life? You simply. He who lived for you. One told them. Saying, why don't you go out of there? Could not spare what we. His mother's eyes. In the back of the school bus, scissors, like she could do with the sun. Cutting from an inner tube was useful. James, fish for you, bird for you. In the distant corner, there's a tiny bird. James has gone, I know not where. I hope they will allow us to. You have already named people who were responsible for this happening here in this building. And as I said, I'm very proud of what they have done just to read Earl Barnes and Linda Jones, who's not here. Okay, but she started the poetry club that became a committee, I guess, of John Sanders. Oh, there's John. Good to see you. Oh, I will speak. And Melanie Wilkes, so much responsibility. And I don't know no library. This book was published by this library. And then Wilkes. I don't know what you said, but I'm glad. This book is dedicated to Pioneer Memorial Library. Staff, volunteers, local patrons. Rich Hawkins, February 4th, 2026. We're about out of time.
Now you're coming back. And tell us about Super Bowl Hill and Easter.
Well, the guy who currently owns Sitting Bull Hill, that has been in his family for over 100 years. My brother Gordon. And he's the guy that has the Hawkins hat.
And in the book, it'll tell you about the history of, and the stone. What do you call it?
Well, we have a little monument at
Yeah, it's
at the
flat.
crest of the hill. And the story is on the road. But it's very meaningful to members of our family. All of the people. But it's not a national landmark. We won't necessarily would know. But to me, it's a real vantage point on a slipper. Because when you get up on this high, you can see up Beaver Creek. And that, in the confines of that valley, for those bigger riders. And the same thing downstream as well. And it's a place that nobody goes except the cattle. We go up there, or used to go up there and group. And the reason this story is included in this book, because I said, okay, we want to put the poetry, okay, write a book. Well, guess what? I also made a biography. So there's more about me than I know or believe. And pictures, 141 poems, 170 something.
It's wonderful. Does anybody have any other questions?
When's the next book?
Oh, yes.
Whenever you write it. No, I'm not, I have no illusions. You know, when you call these big publishing firms, they want to think you're some guy that is looking for glory. And we get rich. Well, I'm already. It's not real. I just, that's why I went to paper. I just, if there's anybody interested in anything, they are so perfectionistic. I don't, if you can find an error in them to sharp as money.
And Carol. Let me tell you some of the table of contents chapter heading. Roots among the roots. Chapter 2, Son of the Rain. Chapter 3 is Objects of the Heart. Chapter 4, Lifelong Love Song. Chapter 5, Surviving Vietnam. Chapter 6, Humor. Chapter 7, Genuine American Farming Man. Chapter 8, Prairie Life. Chapter 9, The Land. Chapter 10, Reflections on Mortality. Chapter 11, Seasons. Chapter 12, Passing Time. And chapter 13, Rebel. So within all those titles are the subjects we chose for each chapter. And we kind of wrangled around. That was fun, making the chapter. We had them for sale, but I did not sell them today. If you want to buy one, you can put a name on a piece of paper and he'll contact. But it's more expensive than you'd like, but on the other hand, he's not making money. Okay, so he's not coming with credit cards to buy on credit card. He'll take your information, your address, and phone number, and he'll bring the book to you. That's what it said. We didn't want to sell books today. Is that right?
I'm pretty disappointed because, go ahead. In your, in front of it, like online. And I know that's not available yet, but will that be available? Ebook. What do you think? See, I'm clear out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. We would have to give it over to somebody like Amazon or some company to do that, so we would have to negotiate that.
Yeah, I think I started. When it was said,
2015.
okay, because I thought like Craig Cox or some of the other people in here, I might be starting to get to a point in my life where I suffer mentally. So this was to keep me from becoming one of those people.
He actually taught me, he said, you just sit down with your cell phone, when a word or, a sentence or something hits your brain, you get on your notes, write it down, and then record it. If you have a chance to sit down and do more and it comes, and just go ahead and typing it in on your cell phone. But if it doesn't, then you can come back maybe the next morning or sometime or whatever, finish writing the poetry. And it works. That's one good thing a cell phone will do for you. It works. But you never have a piece of paper, but nowadays we all have cell phones. I've actually written 3 poems that way, and it's inspirational.
There's a page in the back of the book for you to write your.
Correct. So here, he's challenging you.
So there'll be at least one good poem.
Okay, now that you see how it's done, use your imagination, have some fun. This page is yours to write your own. And then underneath it says my poem.
If you really are interested, I would like to see this library restart our poetry, which met once a month. Hi, John.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It would be nice now that we have this done.
Yeah, we got this idiocy out of the way. We can go back down.
When you mentioned whether another library published a book, Ruth Lowenthal to College Library published the time that was.
Thank you. There are others around the United States that have helped, but this was our first, so. Any other questions before I dismiss you? Thank you for coming. I will put a piece of paper out for your name and information, want the book. And I will get it to it.
It's only fair I tell you that inflation being what it is. These books that should sell for about $15, $40. That's my brain.
Not paying that, paying for the paper, the ink, posting, everything. That's the cost of the book now in the United States. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming.